They want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet. The mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth. Y'all don't do no work, no work. Y'all forget I am the leader.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
I could not be here breathing and be comfortable if I was really as bad as they was making it. You know, nobody could be around me. So for me to be this calm, I must have some kind of inner peace. And my inner peace is knowing that once everybody take the time to really see what type of person I am, you'd be surprised that I stuck around this long. I have to make the life that I do live as happy as I can and try to do the best with what I have. You know, live the best life I can live, be as happy as I can be. Nothing is perfect for anybody. I don't know.
Boys, I swear, I think I figured it out. You know why they don't want us redneck brothers and sisters and the hood brothers and sisters getting along? You know why? Because we'd be unstoppable. I'm telling you right now, we would shut shit down.
Blessings. We will shut shit down. I'm sorry I said because my headline, I had 2 lives today and I just noticed it. I thought I had it perfect, y'all. How you doing? Welcome to Uncensored Enlightenment Talk. Y'all see my bun in my hair? It won't be up most of the live. We have a long live to do, guys. Let's put myself on the screen, the full screen. I'm telling you right now, I'm so excited. Yes, I was just mild-toned and everything. And guess what? I have to give a big shout out to, I would assume, Clerk Keys, Dolton, because I have got some more information. It seems like Dolton is more compliant right now with their Freedom of Information request compared to the Illinois State Police. Okay, so I'm so excited. I just received, I didn't get a chance to look at it, but I have to say it. I just received a 54-page document from Dolton about an hour ago related to Officer Perez. So it looks like I received the extensive history that I wanted to receive from them. I'm going to look at it and see, but I'm so excited. I can't wait to share it with you. Oh, even me just scanning it right now. Aggravated battery. Complaint. Victim. Oh my God. Thank you so much to Clerk Keys. This is going to be my first shout out to her tonight. We also have a update about Dolton. I'm not going to let the cat out the bag, but just because I received that email, I was like, oh my God. Okay, guys, so hit the like button. We're making progress. I'm such a geek. I just got to get that. Oh my God. Okay, so tonight, what we're going to be talking about is doing a deep dive into Dolton. There's many topics that I want to hit, but tonight what we're going to be doing is getting y'all up to date of what Tiffany has to do this week. At least we're going to keep up with some of her agenda. She has, to my knowledge, 4 court dates. Today she had 1, and we're going to go into each one of them. Each case, just to give you a background. She had 1 today, tomorrow, the day after that, and the day after that. And then we do have an update. There are Thornton meetings that's coming up. We'll put that on the screen as well. Shout out to my favorite resident for keeping me on task and on point. You know, and that God is good. So we have meetings. Let me just put it up now, and I'll flash it a few times, and I'll put it in a community page. Look what I did. Look what I did, y'all. So this is where you're going to be having a meeting on the 14th, tomorrow. Thornton regular meeting. Tuesday the 21st, Thornton choose a trustee. It's next weekend. And Lori Lightfoot report update on 1/27. Okay? So, if y'all know anything else that's coming up, let me know. I'm going to put it in the community page. If I made any mistakes, I will update it. But I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying to keep up because y'all got too much going on. And I do too. So, let's get to the court date that happened today. Before we get to the court date that happened today, let's just look because the email list. All right, so I went to Clayton County's Clayton County. Oh, I said Clayton County. I do apologize. Y'all know I actually been looking into some Georgia stuff, so please bear with me, because Clayton County over here is off the hook. So Cook County. Hold on one second. So let's go to the homepage of Cook County. We're going to pull up Tiffany cases for this week so you can see what I'm looking at. And and we're gonna go in from there, okay? So today, of course, you see already, she just locked and loaded. Locked and loaded. I hope you guys are having a great Monday. And you know, she's always the defendant. Mostly. Hold on a second. Hold on. Is it because I'm showing y'all? He's giving me a hard time. Let me take it off the screen real quick and pull it up and see if it'll let me, because it's not moving to the next page for me. Let's do it one more time so y'all can see what I'm looking at. What is wrong with this? All right, try it one more time. Started from the beginning. I don't know why we're having that issues. Hold on one second. Let me see if I got it pulled up already. Please bear with me. I thought I had it pulled up, but because it's an active page and it needs to be refreshed, I hope I don't have to clear no daggone cookies, because I don't have time for that. I'm so excited. All right. It's giving me a hard time. I think it's getting to it now. All right. Well, today, basically, she had a court date. While that's pulling up, because I'm going to just be talking, the TAK Group Investments, also known as St. Patrick. Okay. So when I was doing my research, I'm like, okay, what is this? What is this? Is this an investment company? Hopefully I can, civil, clergy, domestic. Hopefully I'll be able to pull this up, but it's really giving me a little problem. But basically today, because I do have the paper here, today her court date was 1/13 at 7 a.m. This was TAK Group Investments. So I had to do a little research, because I was like, TAK Group, why can't I find it? Why can't I, like, what is this? This is the investment group. So I did a little research, and this is the original, the address here under the Duns and Brad Street is located on Shelby Boulevard in Dolton. The industry, it says, is financial investment activities, securities, commodities, contract, other financial investment, real estate activities. So I was like, okay, what is this? Does this have to do with something with Tiffany's real estate? But then when I went in a little bit further, they have a doing business ads. So you know us as Black people, we gonna have 10 things in one business. You know how it is, especially if you're from New York, where they have the hair salon, then they'll have selling wigs in the back, selling clothes there, sneakers, all types of stuff. You know what we do. So, excuse me. Not allegedly, according to this open corporations, this is just a general platform. It's more personal owned. It's not a government, but it talks about it. It says it's in good standings right now. Allegedly, this is what it's saying. Limited liability company. East Shelby. Let's see something. Same address, so it is the same address. So this is, but alternative name is St. Patrick Beverage Depot, St. Patrick Event Space, St. Patrick Restaurant, Emporium Beverage Detail. Agent name is Tiffany Alexis Carmara. Okay, so I'm like, okay, is it got to do with this restaurant, or has to do with some financial issues? So we don't have the full disclosure on that particular case, but this was a case that I haven't noticed. I didn't notice, but we're going to pull up St. Patrick 5-star restaurant, banquet hall, rooftop venue. So it either has to do with this location, and most likely it do, because you know Tiffany always have problems with businesses not giving business license and things like that, but I can't verify that until I actually look at the case. So I'm still working on that, but this is a long little read, but it's a little bit about St. Patrick 5-star restaurant, banquet hall, rooftop venue, 100 jobs coming to Dolton. So this was February 2024. This was the plan. It was a plan to bring 100 jobs to Dolton. And Tiffany was like, nope. Most likely the case probably has something to do with this, because you know Tiffany is a hater. You know, if she ain't think about it, she gonna try to steal the idea. She gonna let you build it up and allegedly steal the idea. But it was December 23rd, 2022, when the Southern Suburban News ran its first in the series of articles about the business in Dolton, Illinois. Imperial Beverage Depot, one of the only few black and woman-owned beverage sales operation in the state of Illinois, is still going strong. Now, I don't know if this is up to date, but you did see what it says, like under what we saw, it looked like it was still active, but I have to go straight to the government website. Okay. Out of 1,450 liquor establishments in the state, less than 1% are black owned, and less than that are black women owned. So you see how Tiffany always talk about, oh, I'm the first black person and doing this, doing that. But if this lawsuit has something to do with her stopping this business from opening, we already know what Tiffany doing, being a hypocrite. Okay, so at this time, in just over 2.5 years, the Imperial Beverage Depot, located on 130th East Shelby Boulevard. So it is the same address. Let me just look. Make sure 130. Well, see, the TAK Group Investments is 126. The beverage location is 130, so they're probably right next to each other, but they are connected. So the way that this shows in under the docket is TAK Group Investments. So most likely that's the owner, and they're doing business as that particular event place. So what I want to do is follow up on this to see specifically if this is, and did I say it right that time, y'all? Tell me about, I think I said it right. Uh-oh, if I said it right, hit one. I haven't used that word in a long time because y'all be making fun of me. So what I'm going to do is follow up with this to see if it's actually have to do with an investment group or it has to do with the event center. But I'm hoping the latter, because that's a typical MO, which is not giving business their business license, having them set up things and then shutting them down. Or it could be doing with real estate investment or something. So hopefully I can find a little bit information about that. So that's who she had court with today. And according to what I pulled up, it was at 7 a.m. So the next one that's coming up tomorrow, I'm going to be honest, it is Samysha Williams. Okay, if y'all don't remember who that is, we're gonna get that information on the screen. Tiffany is busy. Hold on one second. Here we go. Give me 1 second. So we did read that case, Samysha Williams, and let me get to the article first. My bun's still in my head, y'all. I'm surprised. Either my shoulders start hurting, I just rip the bun down, or I just be talking so much and I fail. All right, hit the like button. I'm going to get to y'all comments in a second. So tomorrow at 10 a.m., she has a continued case management with this case. First time motion hearing. And this lawsuit is related to this. Let's get to the reading so I can remind you guys. Lawsuit claims Henyard smeared ex-Dolton building chief, falsely accusing her of forgery and theft. So this was almost a year ago where this article ran, February 23rd, 2024. Samysha Williams, the former building department director in the village of Dolton, has become the latest to sue Dolton scandal plague Mayor Tiffany Henyard, accused of her and her political allies of smearing her reputation, aimed a village political campaign in 2022, allegedly falsely accusing her of fraud and theft of village resources. So on February 20th, Williams filed a suit in Cook County Circuit Court against Henyard, her political organization, Friends of Tiffany Henyard, and Henyard's political advisor identified as Jerry Genova. The lawsuit accused them of defamation and false light of mailers. The Friends of Tiffany Henyard sent out in 2022 to the village residents when Williams ran for village trustee, opposing Henyard, ruling in the troubling village. Henyard has been repeatedly accused of corruption, misgovernance, lawlessness since she took the office of village president in the South Suburban County in 2021, which is the supervisor. All right, so let me just get a little bit. Henyard behavior is drawing. Let's talk about her. Okay, let's go down. And when Williams ran for village trustee shortly after Henyard organization circulated. So, okay, here's according to the complaint, Williams was fired by Henyard shortly after taking medical leave under the Family and Medical Leave Act. When Williams ran for village trustee shortly after, Henyard organized circulated campaign mailers asserting Williams had been fired from FMLA and paid time off, forgery, I do apologize, and theft of village resources. So she said when she was on FMLA, basically she was being fraudulent and she took money from them. Williams' lawsuit says those claims was false, and Henyard and her campaign allegedly knew they were false when they spread the accusation. The lawsuit seeks damages of at least $15,000 plus punitive damages and attorney fees. Williams is represented by attorney Matthew R. Costardo of the Costardo Law Firm. So let me just look at that lawsuit real quick. We got it in the directory. And then y'all gonna give me a second because I'm gonna have to take some of these things off of my screen because I don't want my broadcast to move slow. So this was filed, in March 13, 2024. This is Samysha Williams. We did read this, but we're just going to get into a little bit of the background. Williams began working at Dolton for about July 10, 2019 as a code enforcement officer. So this is when they put her in the basement. One of these people they put in the basement. We're not going to read this whole thing again, but I will find the case that we read, and if it's linked to two cases, because sometimes I was running two cases back to back because it was so much, I'm gonna split it up and we'll put it up just for Miss Williams because she going to court tomorrow with her girl. So Williams had worked hard to earn and maintain her personal reputation. I'm trying to get to it just to see, did she the one that put her in the basement? This was after the recall. They said this was after the recall. Henyard started being tyrannical, telling her to and looking for people who were going against her. So we're gonna we're going to cut that video up and we're going to connect it to this for you because I'm not going to reread this case for you guys, but this is what's going to be going on tomorrow. So I'm going to try my best to cut it up and have it replayed for y'all before the meeting tomorrow. Okay, so that is Tiffany's day today and tomorrow. And now I'm gonna keep y'all up to date on these daggone cases. The next case is this was hard work, y'all. I be working hard. You see my face? Hit the like button. All right, so the next one is gonna be on 1/15, and that is Wednesday. Now, as we know, we have seen an amazing video come out today. Shout out to Regina Wardrobe. I'm saying her name wrong. Shut up. Shout out to Regina. She did an amazing documentary, again, a short documentary, and she did that on Fenia. So Fenia actually has a continued case management hearing, her and Mr. Miles on 115. So let's play a little short piece of this so you guys could just have a flashback. Shout out to Miss Fenia. This right here interview is amazing. You know, she did a great job, gave more details, and you know, if you guys didn't see it, this is the original, so we'll just play a little bit for you guys. But this is what, now most likely Tiffany won't be here at this case management hearing, but usually case management is dealing with things that were filed, motions, start to address that, and actual what is requested by both. Like by this time, both parties, they should be asking for evidence, exchanging it, these type of things going on. Okay, so let's just play this real quick.
We were told that Mayor Tiffany Henyard had taken a taxpayer-funded trip to Las Vegas and that her assistant had accused a village trustee of assaulting her during that trip. Now, the tipster told us that when the mayor's assistant tried to get help from Henyard, the woman that she trusted and looked up to, she ended up getting fired a few months later. Now, that woman has since filed a civil lawsuit naming Tiffany Henyard, Andrew Holmes, the village of Dolton, and Thornton Township, all as defendants. Andrew Holmes has not been criminally charged and has not responded to our numerous requests for comment about this lawsuit.
Okay, so I'm not gonna play the full thing. I'm gonna leave this is the original. I know a lot of you guys watched it earlier just like I did, because it had popped up on my feeds, and it was Jedediah playing this. So I was listening then, and then I found this. So I'll put the original down there. You know, we talked about this plenty of times. Also, you know, I did the case read for this as well. So I'm going to remind myself to put those little timestamps so I can put each case read that we did to these cases that's coming up. We came a long way. And in this particular situation, I pray that the trial takes place in public. What do I mean? That you guys, he get to be exposed so much that he can't get a fair trial. They haven't settled. And the new grounds, like I said, moving forward, I think they're very strong, especially when it comes to, when I say online porn, I'm talking in the aspects of transmitting sexual image online between the devices. So that's kind of the way they address that. And I know it's a federal crime. So I pray that they kick his butt. Okay, shout out to Regina. She is on it. She did not forget about you guys at all. So that is what Tiffany lawyer is going to be facing on 115, because I don't think that she's going to be there at all. Okay, she ain't gonna be there till she actually have to be there. Now the fourth case has to do with the trustees. Now I'm still, if I can get a clarification, anybody want to tell me, is the case coming up with all the trustees versus Tiffany, and it is on 116. Now I don't believe that this has something to do with the Ronnie Bird situation, because I did look and it seemed like it was already settled, but I don't know if this is it or is it something else, because I did not see where they had another case against each other. Dolton trustees against Henyard. Let me know if it's something else outstanding. I know they do have one coming up in February. I kind of looked ahead of time, and that has to do with the Park District. We're going to get to that. So this is not it, but there is one that's coming up on 116th, which is Thursday, against the trustees. That's against Tiffany and all of her little goons. Let me see, can I pull up that page right quick? Let me see if that page is acting correct right now. It's doing me dirty. Let me see, can I pull up the Cook County page? You know, sometimes when you pull too much stuff up and then you keep going back and forth, it kind of the cookies. So let me see if I can get it up real quick so y'all can see what I'm talking about. This is the last one, and I do need some verification because it involves the trustees and Tiffany. But I thought the other case was done. I think they just trying to be mean to me. Give me a second. I'm trying to see, can I pull it up so y'all can actually see the page? I don't know why it's giving me a hard time. It's like, because they like, you went in it too many times. I think I got to clear my cookies so I could actually show y'all. So anyway, I'm not going to hold up the broadcast for that. I do know it has that case because I had to look up who was Janice Johnson. And that case do name a Janice Johnson. So my nosy ass. Look, y'all, I'm so ridiculous. Hold on, look what I did. Wherever I could find information at, I was looking. So let me tell you where I went to go look for who Janice Johnson is. I'm a hot damn mess. I was like, look, it's some Zoom directory, Zoom information. You remember I didn't know who the finance director lady was who disappeared? Taniqua. That's her name. Hold on, let me look it up. It is Tanjanique Miller. I do apologize. That was who I was looking for before. So Janice Johnson is the director of administrative service. Now, this is not the most up-to-date list, but it does have some up to 12/18/2024. I just be looking. I know you could get all of that on a website, but this have numbers, things like that, and it goes back. It has some Miss Williams' name here when she was working there. So I think y'all can use this as a resource, especially if people are trying to, do their little investigation. There's a lot of, this goes all the way back to 2000. Who is this? Dang, they got all this. At least we could go back in these directories and see all the people who done worked for Henyard and who got fired. Okay, so that was one of my resources that I looked up. Like, who is Janice Johnson? And you guys, I do have another clip of Tiffany Goon Squad, the people who she had talking at her meeting. I didn't even know that this was the same lady because I actually had fast forwarded, but I will show you guys that a little later. Give me 1 second. I did look up Janice Johnson. I was so fucking nosy. I'm so nosy. Look what I did. Y'all know I gotta be looking up people's salary, like how much she got paid. All right, government salaries. I'm so ridiculous. This was 2022 though. I think, here you go, the last one. So $76,000 is what Miss Janice Johnson is making. They don't have her. What is? I don't know why they didn't have her. Who is that? This says the highest salary at Village of Dolton in the year of 2023 was $146,770. Who got that amount of money? Excuse me. Number of employees of Village of Dolton in the year of 2023, 97, averaging about 35,000. This is not needed information, but if y'all want to know about these people's salaries, some of this stuff is here. So Miss Janet Johnson, she made about $76,000 with my nosy self. The average wage for village employees is about $35,000. Why is it so low? What is wrong with them? All right. Michael Wilson. There's so many people. I'm not gonna get lost. This is one of my, because I'm trying to figure out everybody's name, and I know y'all be mad like that's not her name, that's not his name. So I'm really trying to figure these things out. So bear with me, guys. So I'll be using these little resources, and then I cross, examine it to the website, because you know how Tiffany is. She puts something on today, and then it's off tomorrow. Okay, so did we get, okay, one more thing before we move on about the court dates. Just heads up. Tiffany and Stan Browne, and allegedly I was told that Stan Browne and Andrew Holmes are not, okay, let me say this right. It says that it's a pending case for 2/13/2025. It's Tiffany, Stan Browne, Andrew Holmes versus the Park District and the trustees. I would assume it has to do with them having the meetings there. Tiffany is suing until she get out of the door. But from what I heard is that Stan Browne, they pulled the same thing that they pulled before, where Stan Browne didn't give her the authorization. So I'm not sure if this is this particular lawsuit, but I'm thinking it is that, because he didn't want to have nothing to do with it. So that is for 2/13 next month. Also, they have another one. They have a case coming up on 2/10/2025. Tiffany, but it says Tiffany in the village of Dolton versus Jason House, all the trustees, Oderson, and McGrath. So I'm going to be doing more research to figure out what are these particular claims, because Tiffany is still, that's Tiffany suing. These last two is Tiffany suing. Let me put my sister on the screen. Still causing trouble till she walk out. So that is two that's coming up in February that she, oh my God, that she's gonna sue. Now I'm dagging. There was one more thing that I wanted to show you that is actually on that Cook County website. The Clerk. There, if I could pull it up before the end of the live, I'm pulling stuff off of my screen, so I'm praying to help me. But basically, I looked into, they have the clerk request for vacancy. The request went in on 12/30. Yeah. She was like, I want to get out of here. 12:30. So once I get the get it back, get clear all my cookies, I'm gonna take a picture. I'll put it in my community page if y'all want to see the proof. It was 12:30, and it seems like she's been going back and forth with whoever, and I would assume it's Tiffany, that they're not trying to accept her resignation. I said, what the is going on in Namaste? I'm a star. The slave ship. How do you want to give a resignation and they fighting you on taking it? And I know she took an oath for office. This is something that we got to follow up. But it was like, wait, she's been doing this since 12:30, and they've been going back and forth. Basically, somebody's contesting her resignation, and she just did a reply to it most recently. So I'm gonna take a picture of that, and I'm gonna put it in my community page if I can't get it up tonight. Okay, so did we get enough updates on Tiffany for this full week? She's busy, on top of having a Thornton meeting coming up tomorrow. I'm telling you, she got stamina. All this stuff she gonna do, and she ain't skinny yet. My ass will be skinny. All right, so let me get to y'all comments. Hopefully I'll be able to pull it up because I'm pulling stuff off the screen. Thank you for being here with us. Blessings, H-Spad, my favorite. Blessings, Gear. Hey, Kavia. You know I'll be dissecting names. If you want to tell me how to pronunciate it, I will say it correctly. Hey, Javar. Blessings, Norm. Sorry, screen froze. Blessing, Norm. Thank you for being here. Regarding the rooftop venue, Henyard allegedly promised so many things. Let me put it on the screen. Let me start reading. So many things to the owners and allegedly got a better off from another party. Henyard owes a debt and has not made good on the debt. So is the lawsuit about a debt, or is it about her not letting them open the venue? Because this looked like a financial company and they doing business as this venue. So thank you, Norm. See if you could clear it up for us while I still try to get access to Cook County Court. If you got access, hook me up. Okay. All right, so the former building employee has a solid case. Regina is great and did an awesome news piece. Yes, she did, like she always do, and she brung that case, she brung it to life, put it in sequential order, and she's like, and this is what happened, they didn't call me back. Okay, I was like, I know that's right. Okay, she did a great job. For those who don't know or missed it, Henyard allegedly has gotten access to a CC credit card. What credit card? In Thornton Township or Dolton? And where is that? How you know? Did you do the Freedom of Information request? Let me know, because you know we like the receipts. Now let's see what she got. FBI ain't paying no mind to us anyway. Sorry. Well, Village of Dolton is answering Freedom of Information requests, and I got some more good news about them, though. Moving on up to the east side. Okay. Someone's card was just used to make a payment purchase. Then there is an issue regarding the what is that? The sledge purchase, those 16,000. What is that? What is that? We do. Tell me what day you talking about. Tell me what document we talking about. We make her pull it up tonight. I don't know. You like, what? All right. All right. Miller refused to speak with anybody. She went part-time, and at some point until December 2023, she had obtained a new job. Those close to her indicated concern for those of her financial credentials. Who is that? Who Miller? Who is Miller? Did I see anybody named Miller here today? Tell me who Miller is. No, I'll be looking at your stuff, but you gotta tell me what you're talking about. Was Tiffany in court today? I didn't get to hear it because, according to my knowledge, that was 7 a.m. and it was a open call. So this is like basically they're calling the parties to the court. I don't know if this was just filed. So I got to look at the filing date. I will be able to verify that if I could get back on to the freaking system. But I do have the information about the court date. But it was a open call. Okay. So that was the only thing that was happening today. So basically, the open call was the status. This is a scheduled court date, which the time the judge will inquire as the status of the lawsuit. Are they going to move forward? Are we going to, negotiate? The court would likely want to know if the party has appeared in this situation. Were they able to mediate? So certain things like that. Did they have a disposition schedule? Those type of things. If there's any issues with evidence exchange, that's what will be going on. So this had to been filed a while ago. It had to been probably. So I'll check the date. Hopefully I could get onto it. But that was what was going on with the rooftop today. So they were supposed to be exchanging information, seeing what we about to do. Blessing, Bob. How are you? Who is that? Where's Casey? Who is that? Tell me who that is, and then I'll go look for them. All right, so now can we get to part 2? Now we're gonna have to get to part 2. Part 2 tonight is gonna highlight what's happening in Harvey. I have to because just a little bit, because Clerk is coming to get you. He said, I'm about to. How he still on the ballot? I ain't saying you gonna vote for him, but his name is up there. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, with that goes to say, this is the one that brought us to our attention. Ryan Roman Sinwelski. Okay, we're gonna put him on the screen. He was at the last meeting. Remember, I was like, "Oh, he going off." Now I'm gonna let him go off for a little while because there's some things that you guys need to pay attention to. Because Harvey is calling out for help, desperate help. They saying Harvey worse than Dolton. I'm like, what the hell? Blessings, Valerie. Thank you for being here. All right, let's get to it. Let's play his.
I heard the spirit shit on today. Okay. But no, I wanted to echo that. This is literally the nicest lady ever, by the way, that she just spoke. She got a $500 fine because Clark didn't like, I don't know, something. So it's just crazy. Personally, I'm not here to be a fan of Tiffany or Napoleon or Chris or anybody. I just want to see the truth. I want to see the right thing done. And I do want to say, though, I mean, this is amazing because Glynis is right. There's usually about 10 to 15 heavily armed police for all of our city council meetings. There was no, they don't even have the metal detector up. They had the metal detector. They wand you. They stare you down. They stand behind you. when you're getting comments. So I guess I have a problem with everybody, like the media, for instance. Like, why? I understand the frustrations that people have with you, Ms. Henyard, and the disagreements, but you know, you get so much coverage. It seems like a personality thing, because like I was talking to some people today, and I'm like, well, are they going to have money to pay the bills for the township? I don't care if you hate Ms. Henyard. Or if you, like I said, I don't particularly love any of the candidates unless they're maybe independents running for township, okay? I'm not really a fan of any of them. I'm definitely not a fan of our mayor, Chris Clark. But we need to make sure that things are running. So then I heard people online today saying, don't boycott the meeting, don't come to the meeting. Well, how are we going to pay the township bills? So, but I just have to say, every meeting I've been to with Ms. Henyard, even though, sure, there are a lot of things we would disagree on, but I have to say, she is 10 times fairer and less of a dictator than Mayor Clark. And really shame on the...
If that is true, oh my God. I mean, I can't even imagine. People can't even stomach Henyard. Maybe we have been ignoring Clark or something, but he says he's 10 times worse. So we're going to look at some stuff.
Media and for giving Tiffany all this attention. And meanwhile, I was arrested in this very room for videoing, just like you saw me. My alderwoman is right here, Colby. She was arrested twice, false arrests, because she dared to ask how Clark is spending money. So this man wants to run to take her job. So I'm just letting you all know that in case you didn't know. So Christopher Clark is a tyrant. He's horrible. Why is Tiffany, even with all of her problems, why does she get all that attention? And we have unsolved murders here in Harvey. We have police follow us around for just asking questions about how our money's spent. Like, what? I'm not downplaying any of the bad things that maybe Ms. Henyard has done or has been accused of doing, but something's not right. We need to...
I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta let him go off, because I ain't let him go off. Go ahead, sir. Finish, let us know what's going on with Clark. Y'all gotta listen, y'all. Because if something happened, 20,000 toilet, look, 30,000 people extra pop up on the ballot, mailing ballots for Clark. I'm just cracking jokes. Don't pay no mind to me. It's just because it's such a little bit of the population that actually votes. Now imagine out of the 80,000 that didn't vote last time, that like 30,000 ballots just come in. Let me just shut up. Anyway, let's finish listening.
To just get the right things happening. So I don't care about personalities. I just want people to get done with it. And something that bothered me with the lawyer too, I don't know the legalities, but that did bother me when people were asking you questions, and when they said, but okay, why can't you say anything? Oh, I can't, something about my client. But I agree with the first lady where she said, wait, aren't we your client? Because I found for all the boards, whether it's Harvey, Township, Dolton, pretty much everywhere, it's almost like this scheme, the scam, where the lawyers, they act as the personal defense attorneys for the politicians. So I just have to say, I do believe that we are your client ultimately. But yeah, thank you for not arresting us. Thank you for letting us have our say.
He said, thank you for now. I had to let him go off, Mr. Ryan. I'm sorry, because I cut you off before. I was like, this is not the time. He's about to go in, and this is something that I may need to look into a little bit later. So, you know, I just did a basic research, see what we got going on. So one of the first things that popped up was an article from June 10th, 2024, saying that this man is worse than Tiffany. Now, y'all need to find a way just to get him off the ballot. Let's play this real quick. This monster.
Just like we've seen in Dolton, it involves the community protesting against their mayor.
Our Nate Rogers picks up the story from here in Harvey.
There are many issues here in Harvey that residents have brought to our attention. Residents marched from a nearby church right here to the municipal center before tonight's meeting. Several police officers were on hand, some residents calling that an intimidation tactic.
We're just seeking the transparency, participatory governance. We have several questions about the bills list, and if we know what's going on in adjacent communities, we certainly don't want to model those types of things. We don't want to model those types of things. If we know what's going on in adjacent communities, we certainly don't.
I'm sorry, I had to look because she remind me of KP wife. Keith Price's wife. Keith Price's wife is very pretty. I was surprised she married him, but I thought I just had to.
I want to model those types of things.
Tension in suburban Harvey continues to grow. Residents taking their fight to the street in a peaceful protest.
Where are the licenses?
Finally, outside Harvey's Municipal Center, residents holding signs. One of them saying, quote, Mayor Clerk is worse than Tiffany Henyard. Another one, quote, stop harassing vendors. Business owners saying their licenses are being held up. Residents complaining of a 3% water hike. Pastors outraged after Harvey churches are now required to obtain a business license or their doors threaten to be closed.
Wait a minute. Don't that sound familiar? Isn't that exactly what Tiffany was doing to the churches? To that church that we read about? I can bring it up. It's like Christ a Christian something. And that was one of the things, trying to require these non-for-profit organizations to have business license, and then charging them numerous amount of taxes and other things like that, surcharges. Oh, this sounds familiar. You know what? And I'm going to say this 1,000 times. Y'all going to have to pay attention. I understand gentrification. Gentrification don't only happen in the black community. It happen when the rich want to take where the poor is at. Well, Brooklyn was a black community too. So what I do believe is going on is that it's some type of gentrification going on in the South Suburban Illinois and Chicago area by way of taxes, not corrupt politicians, and also not adequately preventing crime. No crime prevention. It's going up. We're going to show you a little bit of crime that's happening in Harvey as well, and then I'm starting to pay attention to other people, and it's going down in Dolton too. There was 2 content creators. I'm like, they find out they all some time. They doing their own crime watches. It was Trina Downs. She had caught them at some type of bank or something. A whole bunch of cops, a whole bunch of activities. Don't know what it was. And then it was a clip just about with Martin G. He caught some activity out there in Dolton. I'm believing it's in Dolton. And I'm like, damn, that's close. Like, I know the block is hot out there. So these are the things that I think that's taking place so gentrification can happen. Remember that Grace Levi, I keep telling you, these are the signs of gentrification. I will be putting together a little video flashback of some clips that they may not think I have, but I'm going to put the best parts. You see my face? Because the stuff that I'm going to show you was forcefully taken down, but I'm going to remake it and cut it up and use it for informational purposes only. But it does highlight a process of gentrification in Dolton. So just heads up, it looks like it's happening here in Harvey, Chicago, taking all the land. They taking all the land. It happened in Brooklyn. You guys hold on to your land, because if you make it through the gentrification, the price value of your home is going to shoot up. Okay, just an example. My grandmother had a brownstone in Brooklyn. She got it when she came here legally. And by the time she died, because they were gentrifying Brooklyn and Prospect in this area, the house was worth over $1 million. Okay. Yeah. She didn't even know how much it was worth. So try your best to hold on to your properties. If y'all got to cohabitate, if y'all have to learn how to, deal with family members who's going to allow them to pay the taxes, and they have a lien on you as a family member, I teach that. So the government won't take your stuff. There's certain things you can do to try to stop these properties from coming out of your hands. But I'm not going to go to the left. But that's what I'm seeing here. Am I tripping?
At least 2 city council members and a packed room of concerned residents are calling for transparency on how village dollars are being spent. The mayor's critics are also asking that his administration be investigated along with his business.
There she goes. She was at the Thornton meeting talking about where my Harvey head.
Business dealings.
It's unacceptable. You have been elected to serve. You should serve with integrity, not pushing the agenda of...
Oh, that's a Henyard.
the mayor now pushes the agenda of what he has asked you to do in his office, but I'm expecting people to do what they have been elected to do. And when you get aside from that, then you need to be removed.
But why are you intimidating somebody with a business? How can this happen when we got more police?
Who is this? Tell me who Dolton residents this look like. I don't have to say his name. Who he look like. We got, oh my God, this is like deja vu. The other gentleman, Ryan, I said he was the younger version of Mr. Roberts. Who is this? This is another version of Dan Lee. Oh, this is like, wow. Am I tripping? It's not funny, but I'm catching deja vu here. Y'all better get Clark off of that ballot, or y'all better just pray nobody vote for him to mess up what they call split the votes. Okay, look good. The Dan Lee number 2.
Policeman here that I've ever seen in a year. Who's paying for all of this? Who's paying for all of this stuff we got going?
When it comes to the money, we just ask for transparency. You're an attorney, you know better.
Now, city council members tell us more than 70 businesses and over 100 churches are impacted by Mayor Chris Clark's latest mandates. We asked to speak to Mayor Clark. I even gave my business card to his chief of staff. We were told no, that he is not available. As always, here in Harvey, Nate Rogers, Fox 32 Chicago.
Am I tripping? I think this is very important for you guys to band together. I know they like, that's not my town, that's not my business, but baby, they are recycling politicians. And this politician will be in your backyard soon. If that's what it look like. That's why I tell people, y'all gonna have to just step up, try to get in positions, because y'all got fools. Like what I'm going to show you with Tiffany, lady, because we showed you her the other day, and, you know, we had to dig into all that stuff Tiffany was saying. But the lady who was over transportation that's running for the trustee, we got another clip of her. I don't know if y'all noticed her, but we're gonna show y'all. I'm getting a little distracted, girl. She's probably saying something stupid then, because I had fast forwarded. So calls for Mayor Chris Clark resignation. Okay, so look, financial police intimidation. We have that article about this police intimidation. Okay, so October meeting. This was the one that just passed. October meeting was jam-packed with starking rebuke of Clark administration police ticketing a Harvey Library official for disorderly conduct, the Treasury financial concerns, and higher fines for municipality infractions. Oh my God. Sharon McGee demanded Clerk immediately resign. The wake of the arrest of Alda Colby Catman II for allegedly filing a false police report related to an alleged assault in August. Mayor Christopher Clark has crossed the line, a line that no public servant should ever approach, McGee said. The recent political motivated arrest of Alderman Colby. So wait, I'm sorry, I got deja vu. Don't it sound like when Tiffany got who locked up? Stephanie Wiedemann. They twins. So they got the elder man locked up. Is not only an act of cowardness, it is an undeniable abuse of power. Okay, so all right, let's move on a little bit, because there's more I want to show you about Harvey. I'm not going to go deep down. We ain't gonna go into Harvey website yet unless we really have to. I have that pulled up. Y'all already know. I done went into the website, look who worked for who. I was trying, because it's so many. All y'all governments is so different. It's so weird. It's not like everybody got a mayor. No. Supervisor, mayor, manager. It's like, okay, what are their jobs and what are their capacities? That's where I'm at with it. All right, so this was Forgotten Illinois' Harvey. This was a documentary that they had did, Illinois policy. Now, we ain't gonna watch the whole thing, but this has been a call out for Harvey for a while as well. And this was under, hold on, what year was this? Hold on. This was 2018. Let me just make sure. I think because it was another Kellogg. I remember it was Kellogg before it was him. Y'all see, I'm trying. I don't know if Kellogg was in at this time, but it is basically the same thing, sounding like was happening in Dolton. So y'all don't have room for this man to even look at y'all.
Lines about its pension crisis have been everywhere. And for years now, the city has become synonymous with financial recklessness and political corruption. But just as Harvey began falling into a downward spiral, there can be a way out of it. This is Forgotten Illinois, and today we're talking to the people of Harvey about how to fix a broken city in a broken state. Politicians, whether locally, at the state level, or nationally, may have turned their backs on Harvey. But citizen-led efforts, if residents can rally around them, can be a major catalyst for change.
Once again, good afternoon and welcome to the Harvey Community Coalition. The purpose of this meeting is to bring together all the citizens of Harvey to focus on exercising their rights and responsibilities to the government of Harvey, Illinois.
Now, the reason why I wanted just to show you a clip of this in a few seconds, a minutes of this, is because this is kind of what I was talking about. The residents of Dolton and Thornton need to have some type of, well, they call it a coalition here. But like I said, y'all get together and have the People's Party where they are listing their demands. And I would assume this exclude the public officials. And this is not to be, defiant against them, but your needs need to come first without having any political influence. So this is why I wanted to show this little clip. I don't know how much progress they're making with this, but it all depends on who's involved, what's the leaders, and what's the education level. Because the thing is, too, what's helping Dolton, and not about education, but different perspective, what's helping Dolton and Thornton, as what House talked about, and the clerk, is people from outside helping, different perspective, different things they said. Now, that is not to take away from what's happening inside Dolton in the fight, but this is what I've noticed in nursing. When they do, let's say they change a protocol. If that protocol is not based on evidence-based practice, then it's going to be a problem. It's even more of a problem if that evidence-based practice wasn't implemented in a situation similar to this particular facility. So it's always good to look at other things that's going on from the outside. Maybe people have different skill sets, different things they were subjected to, especially depending on the educational environments. Some states pay attention to this, some states pay attention to that. But with that goes to say, I think the outside influence helped Dolton, like you said, put them on the map, because Harvey's been going through this. This is not new. And then you had, after Kellogg, because they was complaining then, you got Chris Clark coming in there looking like a demon. So let me just play a little bit more of this. This is the only reason why I wanted to show this, because this is an example of the residents getting together, building their own little community, and coming up with ideas and putting these problems, these like micro problems, into macro ideas. Does that make sense?
The Harvey Community Coalition meets regularly to address concerns and discuss ways forward for the community. They have more detailed conversations that the media and elected officials aren't having about Harvey.
That's a city. We're concerned with everything that was mentioned here. But one of the important things is having transparency in our governmental entities. For example, the park district, the school board, the library board, and all of those, there's no transparency. And you have board members that are just making decisions that affect the residents, and the residents are not getting any services.
Now, we're going to stop right there, because the key things that she named, the school board, the park district, these different boards, especially the school board, these are all entities that actually tax you. So if you're not knowing what's going on and they rogue or they circulating seats because they all friends, you know what's going to go on. And at the end of the day, the people in Illinois is suffering with the highest property taxes in the United States. next to Jersey because of this type of stuff that's going on. So I did want to highlight that. Thank you more. Do I sound a little bit more louder? I adjust my mic actually today because sometimes when I talk, it goes to me like I'm yelling. So I had put it on another setting. So it was supposed to automatically adjust. So you let me know if I sound better. I do apologize. I was trying something new. Obviously it changed something. So let me know if you guys can hear me better. I just changed the setting. So this is, let's talk about crime. Why am I talking about this? Because you have Clark that thinks he's going to be on your mayor list. But I want you guys to see that, one, you know you're not by yourself. Two, this looks like a systematic problem going on throughout Illinois. It looks like they are literally trying to gentrify Illinois through property revaluation, crime, and crooked politics. For real. So, shots fired by Harvey Mayor Christopher Clark's security detail after they witnessed robbery in Old Town. This is 2022. Okay, so we're going to put this on the screen because we already know similar. I ain't saying anybody on Tiffany detail shot somebody, but we know Dolton police, what they did. Rest in peace to my baby girl. I do ask for you guys, please sign a petition. I got 54 pages of more information, dog, and we got more videos to show you. I can't smile through that part, but we have a lot to divulge, and we're really trying to push this case back into the limelight. But as we talk about road police, here we go. This is a robbery that took place allegedly, crime, and how the police handled it.
Good evening. I'm Eric.
To have you with us, I'm Joe Donlin. We begin here at 10 with a breaking news update on a story we first broke. A security detail for the Harvey mayor stopped a robbery in Old Town, but there are questions tonight about whether they should have fired shots.
CBS 2's Jermont Terry is live tonight on North and Halstead. Jermont.
Erica and Joe, several shots went off in this neighborhood this afternoon, and they all came from the mayor of Harvey's security detail. While they did witness an armed robbery, part of the investigation by CPD tonight is trying to determine if they should have even opened fire in this neighborhood in the first place. Nearly a half-dozen bullet casings lined the sidewalk at Halstead near North Avenue, remnants of a shooting in Old Town. Chicago police tell us this man was waiting on the bus when someone in a black Jeep jumped out and attempted to rob him at gunpoint. At the light, sitting in this black SUV, Harvey Mayor Christopher Clark, along with his private security detail. CPD says Clark's security guard jumped out of the SUV with his weapon and fired at the robber. Those shots shattered the back window of the gunman's Jeep and did stop the robbery. Yet the only shots came from the mayor's team. This was not an exchange of gunfire. The city of Harvey telling us Clark's detail fired only in an effort to protect the mayor when the masked robber turned towards the detail with the gun pointing. But keep in mind, several shots filled the air at the busy intersection by private guards, not sworn officers. As CPD investigates, part of the ongoing probe is to determine if the private security overstepped when they pulled the trigger.
Oh, well, at least he used the private security instead of the police. But they ain't have right to do that. Did they just open fire? They went wild, like it was the Wild Wild West and there was nobody else there. Just like Officer Perez did, started wildly shooting down the street while the car was going down the road, not knowing if it was any pedestrians walking down the street in the Alexis situation. Now, I just want to highlight, and this is all allegedly now. Allegedly, until proven. Allegedly, Harvey, Dolton, and Dixmoor Police Station are tremendously connected. Allegedly, until proven not. I want to be continuing to look into that. People are giving me information, but you know what we're going to be doing, paying attention to some of these crazy cases. Last thing, just to want to show you how similar this is. Harvey Police Chief removed by mayor. Deja vu. Dun, 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 dun. I'm like, what is going on here? This is so weird. Let me see. Is this it? Illinois become the first to criminalize sex workers. Oh no, that's not right. Hold on, this is the article, but it's not. Maybe I have to. Let me just go into the other article I got. You know, I had Harvey Police Chief Eddie Winters says mayor placed him on administrative leave. So this first one, I'm sorry, it ain't showing. It say January 27, 2020, and then the next one is following right after because this is what happened. So we got another Henyard. We have another Henyard. And that was what Ryan trying to tell us, like, at least y'all not getting arrested. $500 fines. Shit, thank God for these trustees that's keeping their neck.
Ahoy there!
Save me.
I will.
Thank you.
Up to 89.
That's keeping their neck on him. Y'all can tell what I watch. I got all my stuff up there. Reggae music. Let's play this real quick. Harvey Police Chief placed on administrative leave. Okay.
Developing right now, Harvey Police Chief Eddie Winters confirms to CBS 2 he's been placed on administrative leave. Chief Winters tells us the move was, quote, totally unexpected, and he doesn't want to reveal the reasons given by the mayor. Winters was named Harvey Police Chief last June. Before that, he was the Chicago Police Department. He was with them for 25 years. Robert Collins Jr. will serve as interim police chief. We spoke to Harvey Alderman Dominic Randall L. He says the matter will be discussed at Monday's city council meeting.
Hopefully we look into that, but y'all know I got to pay attention to Dolton. I can't leave y'all. But it probably has something to do with something he said about them damn fake police. Probably, you know what I'm saying? And this is the last one. This is on March 2019, 6 charge in Harvey corruption investigation. Fed saying, I think that had to do with Kellogg. Read the complaint, U.S. versus Kellogg. So this was just before him. This is how bad it was. That's what I said. They go to the same school. They take everything from the same playbook. And this is why I say you guys got to get in. Y'all can't keep recycling these politicians.
Cheryl, tonight federal agents are investigating 3 separate corruption schemes here in the city of Harvey. Tonight, relatives of the mayor as well as police officers are being charged with a range of federal crimes, and attorneys say more people could still be arrested. Federal agents moved in on the Harvey Police Department at daybreak, hauling out boxes of evidence. City Hall was the next stop in the raid. Around the same time, agents arrested 6 men they say have connections to corruption schemes in the South Suburban city, including the brother and cousin of the mayor, Ramel Kellogg and Corey Johnson. Kellogg didn't appear in federal court, but he and Johnson are charged with extorting payoffs from a Harvey strip club owner, threatening to shut the business down to shake them down for money. Donald Luster, the former mayor of Dixmoor, once convicted of state benefits and income tax fraud, and Will Wiley walked into a federal courtroom facing charges of soliciting a bribe payment from the owner of a towing company.
Mr. Luster, is there anything you want to say?
Luster walked out of federal court free on bond with nothing to say. Veteran Harvey police officers Derek Muhammad and Derek Moore also stepped before a federal judge in Chicago this afternoon, accused of falsifying police reports to protect convicted felons from possible gun charges.
It's the usual way of the United States Attorney to start with people at the bottom and then work upward through their cooperation agreements to get to the people that they think are more responsible.
All right, so just wanted to show you corruption investigations going on all over. Can y'all hear me better, y'all? I turned my volume all the way up. I shouldn't have changed my settings. You know what? That's why you gotta love yourself and don't give a damn. Sometimes I love myself, but sometimes I listen to the video and then when I get excited about stuff, my voice got really loud. So I'm like, dag, I want to, kind of calm the tone down, but then I'm like, okay, let it lower down itself, and it didn't work. So hopefully y'all guys heard everything that I said. It wasn't that low, but I think y'all should be able to hear me now because I turned everything up. Now I'm all scared. Okay. Damn, I'm like, now I'm all scared. Now, let's move on. Okay, we have a little bit more time. You have a little bit more time to be here with Grace Levi. Y'all know what we're going to do. We're going to cut this up into pieces. We're especially going to highlight the Harvey one. I know Dolton was like, that was a lot of time on Harvey. But they need some shine too. And guess what? 1, 2, Chris is coming for you. 3, 4, you better lock your door. We gotta keep our eye on that, okay? Now, I just want to get into this. public officials may need to obtain a security bond. Now, this was something that was brought up from Trina a while ago, and then people looked into it and they said that Tiffany wasn't bonded. I can't verify that today, but I will verify if she's bonded or not bonded. But we're just going to talk about it a little bit, and then I'm going to show y'all a video. If you want to hear it, here we go. We're going to do a little learning today, okay, for people who don't understand the importance of it and the lack thereof of what happened in Dolton and Thornton, because this is something they should have did on election day. Fuck they, to all anybody. You can't wait till they go rogue and then try to do it, because it's too late then. But I'm going to tell you some of the steps of what they had to do, whether the elected or appointed to their position. So I'm reading off a platform called suretygroup.com. It's a platform with a bunch of lawyers. So we just going to read some of that to you, okay? Oh, and I'll share the reference down there. Whether elected or appointed to their position, public officials can often be responsible for handling taxpayers' money and are in positions of power where they can easily take advantage of their situations for personal benefits. This presents a certain level of risk to the public. Because of this, many government entities require some public officials to obtain a security bond. A security bond helps to protect the public for damages if the public official is not faithful to the duties of their office. This is especially important when a public official is responsible for handling public funds. The surety bond ensures the recovery of financial loss due to not compliance by the political office if that was to occur. So shout out to Trina, because that was the first time I ever heard of that. And then they went to go run and look, and I don't think she bonded. So different positions such as the county clerk, commissioner of deeds, constables, deputies, federal and state city officials, judges can be bonded, mayors, law enforcement officers, notary republic, sheriffs, tax collectors, and treasury. A claim can be made on a bond when there is an act of malevolence. I'm saying it wrong. Basically, you're doing something malevolent. I can't even get it out. You're doing something bad, and you know you're doing it, which is an illegal act by the public official. Okay, so the West Virginia Supreme Court of Appeals describes malevolence as doing of an act which an officer has no legal right to do at all, and that when an officer, through ignorance, inattention, malice, does that which they have no legal right to do at all, or act without an authority whatsoever, or exceed, ignores, or abuse their power, they are guilty. Okay, of this malevolence. I always said this wrong, and this has to do with us as nurses, and so to do no harm. Okay, I mean, we're not supposed to. Okay, but then oh my God, I can't even get the word out. Let's move forward. How much will the public official bond cost? Okay, let me put this on the screen. Yeah, I can see my big old head. Thank you to everybody that like to see my face on the screen. I saw a few of y'all be flirting in my inbox. I'm here. I'm corny. Y'all gonna have to catch me outside, dog. But thank you so much. I do see y'all. Y'all like, she's just ignoring me. Is this her right email? Yes, but I don't reply to getting asked on a date from a stranger. But I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. So how much will the public official bond cost? So this is just an example. Like I said, this is a third party level resource. This is from a lawyer's office. Okay. So the premium you may pay depending on the various factors, including the bond amount and your credit score. Tiffany would have been paying a lot if they would have got her ass bonded. They would have knew something was wrong with her. Y'all run Tiffany credit score. Okay, our rate start as $100 for bonds amount of $10,000. That's not enough. And under with good credit, bonds amount over $10,000 start at 1% of the bond amount with good credit. To get a premium amount for your bond, contact the Surety group. So they deal with bonds, and this is put together from bond representative and lawyers, okay? So I wanted to put that on the screen. This is for information, educational purposes only. I don't know them, but I wanted to start to share that so you guys can make sure that when the next team come in, that they make sure everybody is in bonded and they do a background check and credit check. You know what I'm saying? Because if I got to get a background check and a credit check as a travel nurse, yep, you know, sometimes they pull my damn credit. I'll be like, what the hell? I need the money to pay the bills, but my credit's okay. But that's what they do to us. They should do that. Municipal. Okay, so this is what is a bond and who needs one. We kind of went into bond coverage versus municipality liability protection coverage. Let's just get into that. That's some of the things y'all need to talk to them about. Like, which one we gonna do? Especially if you're not planning to clean out full house, you better go, because some of them. I was listening to house interview, and it is amazing what he said. He said we're going to evaluate everything about everyone who's there, because he knows some of them was pressured to do certain things, so it may perceive like they was a Henyard supporter. But we know some of them are playing out Henyard supporter. But regardless, whoever made it through Henyard tenure, you better run a triple and double background check and make sure you get them suckers bonded. Okay, so a municipality or public entity positions to consider bonding. Okay, there is essentially three types of municipal officials or employees serving the municipality or public entity. First, the elected official who ultimately answerable in the political process for their performance is a representative of those who have elected him or her, and its own duties to faithfully perform the function assigned to them for the public good. The second, public agents. So we kind of went into who and the what. Let's go into this one. I was supposed to be reading this. So bond coverage versus your municipal liability protection plan. Bond service is different proposed that coverage provides under your MLPP. So you can have your municipal liability protection plan, but then you could get a person bonded. Okay, coverage under your MLPP protection. So we got MLPP protection. Everybody covered. No, if you got somebody like a Henyard, they need a special bonding on them as a person, because we're gonna get into the different types of bonding just a little bit. Because I had to get into to figure this out my daggone self. So, the municipality or the public entity from negligence. So the MLPP protects, this whole plan protects the municipality or public entity from negligence act of the elected or appointed official, a public employee that could result in a third party claim or lawsuit. Bonds protect the municipality or public entity from financial loss as a result of an improper or illegal act. So a bond is basically a surety. So you like, okay, you're gonna be paying for your own lawsuit. It's the same thing. It's like insurance. So, but with this, it is like you're gonna, depending on your liability, you're gonna have to pay between 1% or whatever, and that's based on your credit. And I would assume criminal history. So Tiffany probably had to pay like 50% of the bond. I'm just keeping it real. And that bond amount that is recommended is usually based on your liability. Y'all got way more than $33 million in lawsuit just from that one. I wonder what type of bond she could actually be covered with. So types of public employee bonds. So this is an individual bond. See, that's what I told you. So you can have the protection plan, municipality protection plan, but she need her own bond. You got it. So this is something that should be due upon person entering office. So this is for the residents to know how important this is, and for everybody in different municipalities, because these elected officials went rogue. So when they're getting sued, it is your tax dollars. Make them pay for half if they like this. Okay. So individual bonds cover a single official for a specified amount. Name scheduled bond covers specific individuals for the stated amount in the schedule attachment of the bond. So it says name. So I would assume individual is Tiffany Henyard. Name, mayor, position, like the name scheduled bond. I'm going to look into that. What is that? It says position scheduled bond. Now I know that has to do with mayor. Individual is the person. Public employee blanket bond. this bond covers all employees except for treasurers. That's something that y'all could just have, but that's we talking about a Henyard type. Honesty blanket bond coverage. Okay, insurance against loss sustained by the insured through a dishonest act committed by any of the employees. Wow. Faithful performance blanket bond coverage ensures against loss of sustained by insured through any dishonest act committed by any employee or failure to faithfully perform their duties or account properly for all the monies to an amount not exceeded stated the limited liability. So this is a person like a treasury, Henyard, things like that. Also officers. So when we get into this guy, I'm gonna have to put him on a screen, Perez, we're gonna talk about officers being bonded, because I think that's another thing that Dolton residents should pay attention to. It's sad that these officers don't make a lot of money, but because of their liability, especially if that made me think, should we look up if Officer Perez is bonded in Indiana? Later on we're gonna do that. We definitely going to do that. But I do believe that these officers need to be bonded as well, and they can be bonded. So these are some of the topics that you can actually talk to your up-and-coming elected officials about. Giving y'all some more questions to ask. Let's watch this little short video. This is Public Officials Bond, State Board of Accounts. I'm always finding something. Yeah, I like to study. So I'll be finding college stuff, all types of shit. I'm telling you, that's how I study in law. I was up there looking at Rutgers Law, all types of stuff. I'm like, yeah, they got this stuff online, dog. I'm about to learn. I'm like, this state seminar is my seminar too. All right, so this is we're just gonna look at Clerk of Treasury. This is This is other applications. This talked about the bond amount. I'm going to show y'all some of that. But other statutory requirements. This is talking about judges. I want to talk about, it says alternatives. Hold on. Here we go. Alternative to individual bonds. So let's see what this section has to give us.
Indiana Code 5-4-1-18.
So this is Indiana, okay?
Requires that these bonds be individual surety bonds unless council decides to authorize a different type of bond. Specifically, council may authorize a blanket bond, name or position schedule bond, or a crime insurance policy. These must be authorized by ordinance. Regardless of which type is chosen, all must be endorsed to include the faithful performance of duty, and each must include aggregate coverage.
Would you like to join? You could join the link instead of we doing this. That'd be much better. Okay, let me get you a link and I'll put it in. Miss Roxy, let me see. Let me see what I got for you. I would love for you to join us and educate us, because I love to learn. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me see if I find a link. Oh, okay. I'm a little slow. So it's only for Foxy to enter. Would you be able to copy and paste? You can join us. I could take this one off the screen and we could have you up there telling us, okay? Because you say you know a lot about bonds because you say you were federally bond. I would love for you to join us. She's bonded until February 27, 2025. Yes, Miss Roxy, when you come in and educate us while you're doing that, let me see if I could go to some more information. I'll take that video down and you'll be our video. I didn't like the way that sound. Securing the public trust, public officials, bond versus government employee crime coverage. Now, this is American Bar Association, a little short article brought to you by them. All right. Put it on the screen. 1 second. All right, let's get it there. Please hit the like button. If you can't make it through this whole live, it is perfectly okay. Y'all know I'm going to split it up and cut it up because I know some of the stuff I share is pretty heavy. So it'll be better to see it in sections. So this is brought to you American Bar Association, securing the public trust, public officials bond versus government employee crime coverage. So it's in the summary. In this public official bond, in a public official bond, a public officer and the second obligator undertake a pay of a fixed amount. So that's the government and the person of money if the officers are not faithfully discharge the duties of their office. We talked about that. Government employee crime coverage policies and policies of insurance that follow the traditional two-party format and have detailed terms and conditions. All right. Let's get you on the screen. We're going to put Miss Roxy on the screen, and then we're going to get into this because I don't want to keep her in the background. Thank you, Miss Roxy Foxy, for joining us today. I appreciate you. Let me take this off the screen.
Hello. With me being bonded with the federal government, it's a lot to it, but it does have to. You got to understand that it's double the amount that she deal with daily. If she got 5 million coming through, it's going to be 15 million coming through or 10 million coming through that she has to be secured with. That means she has to pay 10 to 30% of that monthly to cover her. Her bond
Wait, let's slow down. Is it monthly that amount, or they choose one amount and then you can pay monthly? Because that's too much for a regular official to handle. Anyway.
Right. What it is, okay, because she was a mayor and because she was a supervisor, most of the time it's covered in her insurance with the township or Dolton. But because of her being such a high liability, they done cut her out now because of all the lawsuits she has. She's too high of a liability, so they're losing money instead of saving money.
Mm-hmm.
So now
that policy you talking about,
Dolton don't have her on their insurance anymore because it was costing them more money to cover her.
Okay, so wait, that's just to clarify for the audience. It's something to the nature you're talking about, which is municipal liability protection plan. That was what covered everybody, but she's so much of a liability that you said that she had to have her own. So if it's one that you said that she has that is expired February 27, 2025, you telling me she paid a certain amount. You know, when was this issue? Was it the day that she became mayor or supervisor?
The day that she became mayor and the day that she became supervisor, she had to be bonded before she could even sit in that seat. They covered her with the bond with the insurance. That means she didn't have to pay out of her pocket. The Dolton and the township paid for it.
Okay, it just depends on what bonding company they use for, because this says that the person and the municipality can pay a portion, and they base it on a person credit too. So I'm not sure how this one went, but let me ask you a question: where you get this information from? Isn't it public information? Because I was looking on a comptroller website.
Just go into Illinois. Go into Illinois. Just type in a supervisor or a mayor covered with whatever town or whatever supervisor. Do they have to be bonded? And they give you all the information to tell you that you have to be bonded before you can even sit in that seat.
No, I want to verify, is Tiffany bonded? I want to see that. So I'm going to have to make a freedom of information request from both towns.
All you have to do is go into, I got it off of Dolton Politics. I can't remember it was YouTube or their Facebook page where they say her bond end on February the 25th.
Okay.
Right now, because she's not insured by Dolton or Township, right now, her bond does not count. It's there, but it's not active because she has no insurance to cover anything.
And are you talking about the municipality insurance? Did it expire? Or because it's saying that these bonds could fall under the municipality insurance policy that they get for
everybody. That's what it falls under. And because Dolton did not renew hers, and Township do not have that insurance now. Remember, they don't have any insurance. She's not covered. So right now, her bond is not active. Even though it still exists on paper, it's not active. You have to have, just like a car insurance. You can have the car to say you got insurance, but if it's not paid or active, you don't have any insurance.
Exactly. Okay. So
So
I'm
that's the
gonna.
same with her bond. She don't have any insurance with Dolton. They would no longer cover her. So then she's trying to get it through the township so she can stay bonded so she can hold both positions. And now that she may not have the township, she want to hold on to the mayor. And if she's not bonded and she don't have insurance to cover her bond, she can't take that seat either.
Yeah, she's a big liability. So that sounds about right. Tiffany have a lot of things that's working against her right now because of who she is and what she did.
Right.
So
And
thank you.
because she kept saying, I get sued all the time. Those lawsuits is hurt her bond for them to insure her to be bonded.
Yep. And she arrogantly said that. So okay, is there anything else you want to educate the audience
Well,
on?
no, I just wanted to break it down so you can, you understand it. Because of me being bonded, I had to stay insured. I had to pay 10% of my bond, but my credit was good because I worked with the federal government. So because of me working with the federal government and dealing with money and security issues, I had to be bonded. So I had two different levels of bond.
Okay. All right. Well,
So
I
that's
did.
why I know about bonding, and I looked it up to see what was the jurisdiction information in regards to the bonding for you all's area.
What with me in Atlanta?
No, I mean not you. I'm sorry about not you. I'm talking about the Illinois,
I'm
the
just
Dolton.
messing with you.
So,
I'm
I'm so
messing with
sorry,
you.
baby.
I'm messing with you. All right. So basically, what we're going to do is follow up with this information because my goal is put the proof to the pudding. So I'm going to be looking to see if we can see if she's actually actively bonded. This information should be public. If not, freedom of information request, dog. So I think that's it because you filled this in on a lot, kind of confirmed what I was sharing with the audience. And thank you for sharing your experience as well. So if you have anything else to share, you let us know, or you can always come back.
I will. If you need me, I'm only an email away. All you have to do is go in there, and my name is Cheryl Ingram 61@gmail.com. You can email me anytime if you have any questions. I don't mind answering. After being in the federal government for 35 years, know quite a bit of law.
Okay, definitely. Thank you, Miss Ingram. And I'm so grateful for you. You not playing. Because I had told you, I was like, don't be telling everybody your name. And you like, I don't care. Email me. So I will because I do be having questions, things that make it easy
Honey,
for me
I
to
don't care. They can have my name. I'm still a property of the federal government. They can have my name. Go ahead.
Listen, you're a property of God. All right, beautiful. We're gonna get to
Yeah,
our last
and so are you. Look, and
Thank
so are you. You keep
you.
that beautiful smile, and you keep your head up, and you hold your crown up right. You hear me?
Thank you. The struggle is real. I appreciate you. I need that. Thank you.
You welcome, baby. You hold it. Look, you're a queen, and remember, you're a black queen. You're a beautiful black queen, and you are beautifully made by God, and you hold that crown on your head, and you hold your head up high, and you walk like you know who you are.
Thank you. I love you. Don't make me blush today. Thank you. I appreciate you because you're
And that's
talking
for
to
any of our queens on here. You hold your head up high, you straighten up your crown, and you walk like you belong.
no matter what. Exactly. Thank you for putting that in my back because sometimes I'll be like, but I need to hear it sometimes. So I know it is you and other people that inbox me that tell me that y'all truly appreciate what I'm doing. I thank you because I do put a lot of hard work in, and sometimes I just overdo it and I get whatever. And I just say it's for the people of Dolton because I know that this information is very important for you guys and y'all can have this forever. It's
Right,
not
and
just not
they
just
need right
this.
now. They need everybody's support, and what
Yep.
we can do to help them, we need to do. And look, don't you know that the devil gonna come after people that is doing right? He'll never bother people that's doing wrong. Remember
Tell them.
that.
Tell them I agree. I ain't perfect, but I know I'm trying to live righteously. But thank you. I want to get to my last section of this because I want to
Okay,
highlight
go ahead. I'm
Dolton.
gonna get off here. I just wanted to help you out with that because the information you had was correct, but I wanted to break it down for the people that may, I'm not saying nobody, but sometimes people, when you start doing a lot of legalities, they
I
kind of
know.
get lost. So I was just trying to break it down to the simplest form is basically just compare it to your insurance, your car insurance. If you can have the card to say you have insurance and pass it to the police officer, but if not active or you haven't paid on it, it means nothing. You just got a card. And that's the same with her bond. Right now, that's the reason why she's coming at the trustees at township, because if they insure her, make sure she's insured, then she can keep her bond. If she don't have that bond active by the 25th, election in April, she can't sit in either one of those seats. And basically she can run all she want to, but she won't be able to sit in those seats.
Okay, and you know what? Something told me to go over this topic, so this is something we have to follow up on to see, because this is another thing that'll knock her out of the box, basically.
Basically, that's why I was trying to tell everybody the different channels I was going on. You have to. It's not so much of her running. She can talk all she want to. She can run all she want to. She can get all the votes she want to. But if she's not bonding and she haven't paid for it herself, she can't sit in either seat.
Basically, she's not in proper standing, so that makes sense.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Miss Foxy Roxy. I love you. I appreciate you. And
I love you more. And don't forget, hold that crown, put it in position.
I am. I'm staying focused. I won't be crying on no more lives, okay?
No, you better not, because then I have to come to where you are, and I got a belt just for your behind. You better
Don't
stop
sound
this.
like come on, don't sound like my grandma. That's what my grandma. Don't cry. Shut up. So I just have to cry sometimes as a black woman.
I know you do. I do too. I do too, baby. But just
You
look.
sound like my grandma. She used to beat us when we cry. Even when you want to cry, I'm like, oh damn. But I love you. You know we gotta be strong. All right. You have a great evening.
And you too. And I love you, baby. Love everyone else that's on the line.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. We're about to get to our hold on 1 second. I was about to do something crazy. We're about to get to our last section, okay? This last section, and thank you, Miss Roxy Foxy. Thank you for being open and honest. Definitely support me. I'm grateful because you know how I feel. I really feel like I don't get a lot of love at all. And it's really hard for me sometimes just to push through. If it wasn't for my favorite resident, and me loving Alexis, I would have probably gave up because I felt the way I felt. But with that goes to say thank you so much. And I will hold this. Look at this thing on my head. Hi. So if y'all ever think that I'm explaining something and there's too much legal stuff going on, get on here. Even Norm, let me know. You could come right up here, explain it to the people. We can have a short conversation. You are always welcome. So in this last portion, I got to give a shout out. We're gonna do a little flashback, dog. Now you done heard these people want talking shit. We done watched this weekend. None waste my time, but then it gave me time to get at Henyard because she was up there capping. We're going to put just a flashback of her talking this weekend, but it's not Henyard. We want to put the lady who's running for clerk because she shots fired. Shots fired. She was trying to come at Clerk Keys. I was like, oh. So let's listen to this. And we're going to show you how Clerk Keys shoot back because she grown. She grown.
Good afternoon, everyone. And good afternoon to the live media people watching Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and all the others internet-based. Let me give a little information about myself. I've been a resident of Dolton for almost 40 years. I watched Dolton change and grow and change and grow. I remember when I got here that there was not an African-American mayor to Shaw got here. And then after that, things have changed. I remember when I live across the street from a school, and I remember when the school was so quiet, you didn't hear anything.
Miss Sharp. Okay, Zuccarelli. I just forgot his name. Hold on. Wait. I'm like, why am I talking? I'm like, y'all. I didn't know this was my video. I thought this was, it is my video.
Kids had fun, and my brothers and sisters went to the school. I was like,
Dad, why my voice on here?
Make noises? Yeah. I was like, I can't hear, but now you can hear. the liveliness of our young people throughout our community, and that adds more to the parks being used, the library being used, as well as the things that Mayor Henyard has brought to them with the skating rink as well as the basketball hoops. My job, I ran for clerk. For those who don't know, in 2016, I ran for clerk and lost by about 120 votes. That was a little disheartening, but as time has went on, I've watched the town slowly. The clerk's office start putting information on the website. They started doing things a little different. In 2021, I declined the opportunity to run again for other reasons. And then when Mayor Henyard asked me to, would I like to do it again? I said, I actually went to her first and said, in 2025, I'm running with you for clerk. And when she said, she reminded me nicely that I made that declaration. So I said, okay, I'm going to do it. And I'm glad I did because I've seen what is going on. Our community, one of my things when I said in 16 I wanted to do is be transparent. You have to stay neutral as the clerk. Mm-hmm. Your job is to record the record of any meeting, be it trustees meeting, be it whatever meeting that's going on in the village. You're supposed to record that. You're supposed to go there, sit down, record it, be video or be audio, take minutes or whatever. You're supposed to be there as a neutral party. I think we have taken away from what we're supposed to be doing. If you come there and ask for minutes of any meeting, be it video or audio, we should be able to give you that.
Shots fired.
Information. That's public information. It should also be posted on your websites or on the village website, or even in the online where you can hit the number, whatever meeting that is, and pull it up.
Stop. We gave you enough time, baby. We showed you before. Now, and instead of Miss Cleese coming up like me, trying to defend myself, she said, I'm just going to show you the proof. I'm just going to show you what the hell I'm working with. So we did hear her say this in the last meeting, okay? And she came put in some work, baby.
2 announcements. Well, maybe 3. We'll see. So I do want to also let the community know that we've made changes to our Village of Dolton website with the assistance of our village administrator, along with the communications department. So I want to give them their credit, along with High Society PR, for developing it with the intention of making sure that we have documents available for the community that they are entitled to. On this website now, there's a transparency tab that has warrant lists that go back to 2021, financial reports going back to 2021. I think it'll come up to roughly around June or July. We will be uploading all information we have to keep it as current as possible. There still is some hiccups in the process, so if there's anything that you need in the meanwhile, please feel free to email me at jhouse@vodolton.org so that we can provide the information. Additionally, the clerk's office has worked as well with the communications in the website, and the meeting minutes and agendas will also be posted by the end of this week. So we want to make sure that everybody's aware of this.
Look at her. She about to add some more. Like, wait. Oh. You should see her little smirk on her face. Now I understand why, okay?
And I'm told she's showing out right now because she has ordinances and resolutions going online as well. So we are happy to start making strides towards transparency, and that's the intention of this announcement.
All right, we're going to start right there. Shots fired. So she said this before the other lady came and started talking junk. You know, I've been on the Dolton Red website 1,000 times, especially when I'm doing all these freedom of information requests. They are clerkies. Let me tell them that you did your thing. Now, I know because I have put my website together myself, and it is not easy to put a website together with so many tablets and clicking and what they call it. I forgot the name of it. They call it creepy callers to make sure that everything is working right, that you get on the Google algorithm. Baby, okay, I'm not saying she's doing it by herself, but this is what he's talking about, the transparency tab, okay? So this is a Village of Dolton public financial reports, and it says up to 2015. 2025, I do apologize. But this is what you see. The warrant list, because they were talking about this like, oh, Clerk Cleese was up there and she ain't got nothing written down, things like that. So I have to take my time and go through this, okay? Because this is abundant of information. Did you guys get a chance to look at what she did, what Clerk Cleese did? To even get this information together to forward to the entities to do it takes a lot. Okay, you have to orchestrate it. You have to make sure you have the right entity that's giving you, you have to double check it. You see what I'm saying? Look at me. I'm like, oh, it's 2 dots missing. Don't worry. This shit is amazing. Look at my OCD self. So this is the warrant list. This is what we're going to be going over. We're going to be going over this before the Lori Lightfoot report. As we highlighted, do I got this right? As we highlighted. Let's see. Do I got these dates right? Everybody know, nobody correcting me, right? Lori Lightfoot report update is 1/27/2025. So we will be going into these into the website and also going into the financial report. Look at the warrant list. Who did that? Clerk Keys. I wish I had a picture of her by herself. She deserves. That's right. She deserved respect to be put up on her name. Said, all I need was access. That's all I need. That's what she has said. Okay. So financial reports, as far as the financial reports, got 2021. Now, before the last one was 2021. So they got 2022, 23. Let's see what the hell. Let me just pick one up. Let me see what this looking like. I didn't even look at it. Ooh, geez, they so much. Oh my God. Y'all know I love y'all. Just this one got 44 pages. I like it. Oh, you like passed out. I woke up. I passed out. Y'all know I like studying, but sometimes I'll be like, damn. But then when I go through it, it's easier. So y'all have to give me this weekend to go through these to kind of find the flow of it. Once I find the flow of how all these documents are set up, I'll be able to like, okay, I couldn't do it because I was so excited. I was like, yo, look what Kirk Cleves did. Look what she did. So it goes into 2024 financial reports all the way up to March. I'm so OCD. Look at that. Mine's don't be perfect either, Keys. It got March, January, and February. They doing their thing though. It's all there. I'm so OCD. Look at that. Y'all happy? Are y'all happy? Talking about transparency. So the warrant list is up there as well as financial report. Here we go. Somebody hooked up the website to make it look more government friendly, not Tiffany, I run the world. Who runs the world? Look at her. What is this? All right, so this is all the information about the deputy clerk and the clerk. Shout out to you, Miss Keys. I'm so proud of you. You did an amazing job. You guys, if you have not seen it, check it out. I am going to clown. Let me see y'all employment act. Ooh, y'all updated it. Ooh. Shut your mouth. The last time I was talking shit. No, was that Thornton? Thornton had it where they got the grass jobs. This wasn't up here. Okay. So before I get off, and I'm just gonna show y'all this, and then I'm gonna kind of skim through my little report. I want to show y'all what Miss Keys or the deputy sent me. We just gonna skim through it real quick because I'm so excited. I only got it an hour ago. All of Perez history. I'm so excited, y'all. Oh, we're gonna get this man. Anyway, this is what they had. Oh, it's going through my bones. Firefighters. They have firefighters. The Dolton Fire Department consists of competent and valuable professionals who are dedicated to providing life-saving emergency services and educational programs for the protection of life and property within the community. Okay, that means that's what y'all looking for. Y'all gotta give us a link. Keys. Y'all doing good though. I ain't gonna be OCD. Dolton police officer. Whoo, Jesus, yes. All application must be reviewed and completed to attach packet. Let me see what this packet say. Oh my God. Let me see. Okay. Y'all need some new officers. This is not too bad. Oh my God, I can't wait to go through this. It's so much. But I couldn't do it because I had other stuff to go on. I'm like, damn. But check this out. Y'all hiring Dolton police. Y'all need to because, baby, they've been hiring rogue police. This is full-time position. This is a requirement. Resume with 3 professional references. I don't know who going to go right now. They're going to post-date it, future date it, like after the election. They're going to be like, don't call me now. Get back after me after the election. So they need birth certificate, high school diploma, driver's license, social security, photocopy of the FOID card. So that must be where you, I don't know what FOID card. Let me look that up. FIOD card. Sorry, my dyslexia kicked in. That got to do with the test. Firearm owner's identification card. Okay, so that sign notarized authorization to release information, photograph shown. What about completing the police test and passing it? Or do y'all make them take the test when they sign up and looking at their score? We're going to look more into this, but this is a police application here. I'm just looking. Shout out to my police that's out there. I'm not against no police. Y'all know I got cop friends. I don't know. I love my cop friend. I love her. I mean, I'm telling you, I built some relationships with these amazing people. Y'all like, you got a cop friend out there? Shit, I don't think she's. That's funny because let me just tell you, I'm getting on my last part. Let me just show y'all what Key sent me. But this is what I said to my cop friend. She probably watching. Remember when I asked you? I was like, yo, you got to tell me. You trying to set me up or something like that? I like, just keep it real. You just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? You FBI, you try. She like, no, girl. And then started telling me about other stuff and things like that. So shout out to you. You know, if I asked Jedediah, you the fed? You the fed? I had to ask Polly, like, look, you out to get me? What you trying to do? Set me up when I get there? Because God gonna get you because I already asked you. But no, she's been amazing to me. She's been very supportive. And I'm going to be honest, even with personal things that I have been going through, outside of which I don't know, she has been the best. Like just talking to me about different stuff. Now, let me just show y'all what Key sent me. Look what she did. I'm going to give her the credit. I don't know who did it, but baby, they like, fuck this. I'm going to give Grace what she want. I'm such a fucking, I'm so excited. I couldn't believe it. Don't worry, I'll be following up with the Illinois State Police. Now, this is just a little bit of something. Can I make it small? I don't want to show all y'all that. Okay, let me get off the screen because I ain't read it yet. I'm just letting y'all know it's like 50 something pages. Thank you, Miss Keys. I love you. Thank you. Also, this is what I want to throw out in the air. I did reach out to House, and I don't know if he got it, but I did reach out to House asking about the skating ring and what was the possibility of the name being changed. I did not get a response. What I'm going to do is tonight, Freedom of Information request to see who actually owns the skating ring. We're going to get that done. And I did hear House say in the interview that they had two options for this skating ring. One was to sell it. Two was to possibly basically make a partnership with another town or something to make it a recreational center or something to that nature. And when he said that, I said, wow, okay. Since we having a major issue in Dolton when it comes to police, the way they behave in their relationships with community, that can be a community center that helps bring the people and the police together to, work to build a community. Now, it'll be a community center. I'm just throwing shit out there. And have everything the community center need, but it'll be help funded by police. It'll be funded by some of the things that they do to give back. And then it could be called the Alexis Skating Ring. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, House, I emailed you. You didn't respond. I'm going to email you again. You may went to your junk mail, but I'm going to do it. If not, I'm doing Freedom of Information request route. So with that goes to say, I think that's all I have to share with you today. I want to say thank you so much for being with Grace Levi and sharing in my joy. That one step closer to getting justice for Alexis, guys. Please help me. Help me by signing the petition. I have another petition coming, and that petition for Carlton may be more beneficial to Dolton at this certain time because he's still getting paid. He's still getting paid because he is on medical leave. And until I get the paperwork, I'm going to say allegedly, but he is on medical leave and he's getting paid by Dolton some way, somehow. Okay. So with that goes to say, I think I shared enough tonight. I love you guys. I think I'm going to be live tomorrow because we do have a Thornton meeting. I may not be live because y'all know what happened. Somebody don't show up. This person show up. I just do a damn recap. I've been live today so long. And plus also I want to highlight some of the cases we were talking about so you guys can see the Williams case if it's not cut up. I could just put it up there so y'all can see what's happening tomorrow for Henyard, that court case. And we know what else coming up as well. We have the Fenia case coming up and then this week. And also they have the trustees versus Henyard coming up at the end of the week. And I do need somebody to verify what that case entails because I'm not thinking that it had to do with Burge and them. But if it is, let me know. Okay, so if you have any questions, hit me up. I'm here and available. Until then, gotta go.
Leader, they want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet, the mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth. Y'all don't do no work.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
Every election. So now, because they can't beat me, they got to do this smear campaign to convince public opinion that I'm bad for them.
So you said 2 elections. You were first elected in 2021?
No, 2013 was my first election for trustee. I was a trustee. I sat where they are.
Right.
That's why I know the law.
Council.
Yes.
Elected mayor 2021.
Yes.
Terms 4 years?
Yes.
Okay. Plans to run for re-election?
I'm running for both my seats. And I'm going to win them.
So, and when is the election for Thornton Township?
2025.
So those elections at the same time?
They are.
Bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
I'm Cara Wilson. I'm the mother of Alexis Wilson, killed by Dolton, Illinois police. At the time that my daughter was killed, Tiffany stood in front of a microphone much like this and said that she stood with the cops and they did do the right thing by killing my 19-year-old child. Not only did she not take those words back, she didn't offer her condolences. She's never said anything. The first thing she did was hire this group of security guards to surround her and PR. So the real reason Tiffany has security is hiding from accountability about what she said about Alexis Wilson when she was killed. Now, if you watch the coverage of this murder, these officers violated her rights, reached in her car, jumped in her car, and put 7 bullets in my child. 2 in her head and 5 down her side. And the next day, you guys tried to spin it like she did something. Watch the video. She did nothing to deserve this. And again, last time they brought up Alexis, she's doing what she does now. Look this way, look that way, every way, but at the person talking. You don't give a damn, and you never did, and you never acted like it. She called out a whole press conference to call my daughter a criminal, and Homewood Flossmoor graduate with no criminal record. But Tiffany, you have one, because we used your mugshot to protest in front of your house. And that's why you hid. That's why you have security.